I am more interested in how this offense, I think that's maybe the most exciting part right now of, facing
Yeah.
this Jets team. I think this is one of the most stout defenses in the NFL coming up this weekend. And I think that over this, they had that slump for whatever it was, 3 weeks, 10 quarters of just really bad football. And since you've seen glimpses of getting better, and now I feel like you're really starting to gain traction in this offense. And this is a fantastic test to see where they're at, to head into what I've always said is this final stretch right around Christmas, where you come in. This is kind of where the Bills need to pick up playing their best football, and it feels like the trends are heading in that direction. Am I crazy, Chris, or does it feel like they're doing it again and lining up to play their best football at the right time?
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. I mean, you talked about it on the Cover One Buffalo podcast about the trends in the team's DVOA, especially their rushing offense DVOA, which I think was like absolute seller of the league, and now it's pulling back towards the middle, right? Like it's what was it, 19th or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah,
And
it's tricky because there's a bye mixed in there, but yeah, in the blocks they now are 19th. But over the last 4 weeks in the NFL, they were top five rushing offense in the NFL, and that DVOA does not. I know people are like quick to jump on the Josh Allen stuff. It does include designed runs for Josh Allen, but it does not include scrambles. I'm okay with designed Josh Allen runs as long as they remain productive and give the Bills one of the top potent run offenses.
yeah, for sure. Um, and as long as he's not, banged up and getting run, when he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, there's some situational awareness he has to have, but I've become to the point with Josh Allen that he you only go as far as he takes you anyway, and you can't put a governor on Josh Allen. Like I know there's a camp out there that doesn't want to see the design runs. It provides too much for defensive coordinators to have to stay up at night to take that away from this offense. Like you have to have it, but I agree there needs to be situational awareness. There needs to be maybe better communication as to when that
yeah,
stuff happens. And when he's running, he talked about it on Kyle Brandt this week, a little bit more of the situational awareness of like, okay, if it's 3rd and 4 and I need to pick up the 3 yards and a situationally important 3rd down, yeah, like let's go and put a shoulder down. But if it's like, 2nd down in the 3rd quarter and we're up by 10, like maybe I don't need to like bulldoze anybody and I could just get down here. Like that's the situational awareness I think he needs to come to. But I don't want to neuter Josh Allen in any way anymore. I think he's learned enough, and I can live with some slumping periods of time because ultimately he's going to come back to playing some of the greatest quarterback we've ever seen at any point in our lives.
right, right. I brought this up on your podcast on Wednesday, and I don't think I did a great job of explaining my point at that time, about that two-play sequence in the Patriots game where,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so, Allen he runs and he does a hurdle, right, and takes a hard
Yes.
fall.
He said it hurt. He said in the post game, like that
He
one
did,
hurt. Yeah, I
yeah, yeah,
shouldn't
he
do
said it
that in
hurt.
that situation. Yeah.
The next play call was, it was an option where he could run it again up the middle, or he could give it to Naheem Hines going outside. And I really feel like Josh, even though he probably saw that the play was there up the middle, I think he didn't want to run on that play. Like I think that he was feeling it, and he gave the ball to Hines to try to make a play, but the play wasn't there for Hines, and you saw Hines got left out to dry on in the flat for like a 2 yard loss. So I mean that's just one of those situations where I feel like the play call shouldn't have a Josh Allen run as an option if he's not in a place where like he wants to take that option.
Yeah, but how does I mean I don't know. Josh either has to, if that is the
Yeah,
case,
that's
Josh
communication.
has to communicate that
Yeah,
to Dorsey. We also don't know, like
there's some
sometimes
speculation for sure on my
there's a
part,
little
but
speculation. It's not unfounded. Like there's things that line up here. The logic isn't totally unfounded in that. But it also there's a scenario where Josh reads those wrong every once in a while. He's really good at run pass option type stuff and making the right choice more times than not, but there's still room for mistake. But that one seemed pretty blatant at the time. Like I don't always see the holes open up on those until after the play. I'm really good at picking the right choice in hindsight. But I specifically remember that one of like, oh, we got it. Why did we hand it off? You know, like, so
Yeah.
maybe also, I think lost and some of people were frustrated how Hines got his touches in that game because there's still kind of this weird conversation going around about Nyheim Hines of people are frustrated even though he's getting 30% of snaps and he's been super productive as a returner. Those corners for New England made great plays, and Stephon Diggs did not do a great job blocking on either one of the touches for
Yeah.
Nyheim Hines. And so I think that also plays into, like, that play looks worse. And it's like, oh, the guy was right there. But the corner comes up and makes a good play,
He
sheds Diggs,
does.
and comes in and makes a good play. Like,
Well,
you
that's what you're
expect somebody to
trying
have a
to.
body on that guy and have a one-on-one, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what you're often trying to do, right? Is get a running back in a one-on-one situation where he makes a play and beats the guy. And
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. The Pats corners, they made those plays. They were in perfect position. They made disciplined tackles, and my hats off to them as well. I
And we hope
just
that Hines is going to I want us to keep going back to that. You hope that you get that one-on-one matchup with Nyheim Hines in space. He's going to win more of those than he's going to lose. It just feels bad because he lost 2 of those in space, right?
yeah, and I think that um, there are going to be better situations, right? Like a play like that where there was a better option.
Yeah.
There's going to be a different play where his option is the better option and he has more space to start with. And then
Right.
because he's got to, it's tough for a running back to make a move like right after he gets the ball, right? It's a lot easier when they've got a chance to build up a head of steam and then make a cut and get one of these guys to miss a tackle. But I just don't think he had much of a chance.
Yeah, no. So that's a frustrating kind of side conversation that I keep seeing pop up in the Mafia right now. And part of it is James Cook's ascension. Like, you talked about it early on in the season. I know my mailman Charlie, if anybody follows me on Instagram and TikTok, my mailman Charlie's big on James Cook early in the season. I
Mailman
think
Charlie,
mailman
TikTok
Charlie, man,
superstar.
that's it. He's the guy. But I was waiting. I really get hesitant about rookies. I want to see production, and you're seeing it. Like, that's also part of Hines maybe not living up to what people had set for what they expected out of him based on his highlights, based on what we thought of him as a running back in terms of Hines. James Cook has kept him off the field and earned the touches. Like, this isn't them just giving the touches to their rookie to get him going. Like, he's making it so you got to keep him on the field and find ways to get him the ball. So this is a good thing, and it makes Nyheim Hines a luxury to this offense. Again, to your point earlier about OBJ, I don't mind them getting a luxury piece before you're not allowed to bring in any type of, before that trade deadline occurs, because who knows if something happens to Singletary or Cook in the next 6 weeks heading into the playoffs. Like, I feel a lot better that you have a third running back that has proven NFL production that can fit in this offense. Like, these are good problems to have. I don't know why people are frustrated by it.
Yeah, I totally agree. We've talked a lot about the running back room in this space, and I mean, it is what it is. Honestly, I mean, you're right. How can we complain about our second round rookie doing exactly what we wanted him to do, which is to grow in the offense and come on as the season goes on. I mean, just because you bring in someone else, uh, I think people like to sort of make their own projection about what the Bills' intention is when they
Yes.
bring in somebody in.
Yeah. Which is
So
natural.
yeah,
I like to assume, like, try to figure out how we're going to use them, what that's going to look like. Like I said, I like new toys and shiny things too.
yeah, for sure.